Interview, scene one, take one.
What is your father to you, and how would you describe that relationship?
Oh. What is my father to me? My dad doesn't feel like my dad. There's a relationship that I have with my father that's not stereotypically the best, and that might be the understatement of the century. The relationship itself was always pretty hostile. And my father, he has bipolar disorder, so he needs to be on medication, or else he goes very manic, and that can look in a variety of different ways. He's tried to break into my house. He has jumped over the backyard. That's why I'm so aware when I hear a sound. He's totaled my car. He's come to my places of work and tried to get me to fight him there. I never felt safe. My dad's a very physically imposing guy. There are nights where I remember getting a knock at the door and knowing in my head it's my dad, knowing that he's not supposed to be here, that there's a restraining order, that he's probably off his meds because of a conversation we had earlier in the week. So he bent the screen door open, it's still bent from when he tried to pull himself in. We tried to turn off the lights to make it look like no one was there. I would keep a knife under my mattress, and if I heard something in the backyard or a knock at the door, I have to keep myself under the light of the moon so no one can see a silhouette, and I roll out of bed and get into a dark corner and I just sit there waiting for something to happen, because my dad gets violent.
Did you ever feel in danger for your life?
Yeah, it always felt like it was he was mad at my mom, he was mad at the community, he was mad at his family, and then he took it out on me. And it always kind of felt like maybe I might be off limits, that maybe his kids might be a little different. And we weren't. Those moments you try to block out. I remember the tub being turned on, the water rushing, the door was locked, and it felt so that no one could hear if I cried. When he did punch me. My dad always looked for a sport that I was good at. He would drill that into me of you need to be good at something. He was an athlete throughout most of his younger days. He always wanted me to go full in on something and be great and exceptional at it. So as much as I was good at track, it always felt like I was trying to live up to some standard that someone else had. High school, for me, I feel was just a very stereotypical kind of high school experience. The thing that took up most of my time was definitely track. I was a runner. I was friends with a lot of the runners. Just the community there was everyone was super nice. It wasn't about how fast you were going or if you were even ranking in the top 3 or anything like that. It was just everyone wanted to see you do better. I enjoyed running. There was a little bit, I think looking back on it now, it fulfilled a lot of things for me that I didn't realize that it needed to, or that it was doing. I didn't realize how comforting it was to feel the wind on my face, not really thinking about anything else other than just running and keep pushing and getting these endorphins flowing that otherwise would stay dormant until the fall. So it kind of filled that nice little break I had from winter and spring, and soccer starting out from summer to fall. It bridged that gap for me a lot. It was nice kind of feeling I was good at something. Soccer is my family sport. That was my grandpa, my tia, all my nieces and nephews, we all play soccer. So that's like a family sport. The injury itself was so devastating when it happened because we were playing a really good game. It felt like a normal soccer game. It was just, I couldn't be caught. My team was looking good. When I saw two guys coming out after me, they just didn't go for the ball at all. They were looking to take me out. When I landed, I heard like a pop go off. My hamstring tore in that moment. Sports was like my outlet. Whether it was track, whether it was soccer, it did a lot of heavy lifting for me in my ability to kind of process stuff that was going through in my life. So once that injury hit, it opened up a lot of like wounds that I thought were healed, or even ones that I didn't want to pay attention to. There wasn't a way for me to like run away from my problems. It was just, they were all at the forefront now of my head. I'd fall into depressive, almost suicidal episodes. The best way for me to cope with that was to run from it, maybe not to face it. I found boxing through my injury in track and soccer. I wanted to do something where I could still stay active and kind of have a outlet or a way to vent frustrations or just like kind of get a grip. My track coach had approached me. He looked at me and he was like, "Have you ever tried boxing?" He was like, "Well, come by the gym. First class is free. Try it out, and if you like it, we'll get you a mentor. And we'll like keep you on it, and like I can help you with boxing. And I can help you with track." Immediately, I loved the workout. The gym he had brought me to wasn't a contact gym. I wasn't fighting someone in the club. It was just a conditioning kind of HIIT style workout on a heavy bag. And it was so draining. After my first class, I remember taking off my hand wraps and my hands were shaking, but I felt so good. And I was so tired. I was also so bad at it the first time. I would box on my days off, I'd work on my days on. So the club kind of became like a second home for me where I always felt comfortable. I would come to the gym and let it out on the bag. It would kind of allow me to clear my head because I was taking out the anger, the sadness, betrayal, hurt, whatever it was. It would go on the back first, and then I would be left there with, okay, why am I hurt by this? What else is going on with me? I felt good. I had something for myself, and it was time I'd start prioritizing myself. So it made me want to start going to therapy. The hardest thing to work on in therapy, not blaming myself. I always wanted some kind of approval. Wanted my dad to love me and just show that he loved me enough to take his meds, love me enough to not affect my life. Ideally, I'd want him to be in my life. I'd want to have someone that cared about me. I'd want a dad. But I mean, it's just not the hand life dealt me. I've handled these issues much better because of boxing. That the mindset or the place I was in years ago, it doesn't feel like I'm still stuck there. I'm not the same person that I was, that I can change. I don't know if I could give advice to someone that was in a situation that I was in. I think the best thing I could do is just reassure them that no matter who you are, you deserve love. You deserve to be alive. You shouldn't have to live for people that care about you. You deserve to live for yourself. You deserve to be happy. And it's okay that you're not. But over time, you will find things that make life worth living, or you might already have them, and you just have to appreciate them more.